A wife is rethinking her marriage after her husband broke a promise and asked her to get a job 6 weeks after having a baby. All right, this is brutal. Play it.
Mom is rethinking her marriage after her husband asked her to get a job just 6 weeks after giving birth due to a financial crisis. His wife agreed to have a baby on one condition, that she'd be allowed to stay home for at least the first year. And when they decided to have...
Fair.
Very fair.
I mean, it's a very modern woman thing to ask. It's
wait. It's a modern woman thing.
It's almost a reverse modern woman thing.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a reverse modern woman thing.
Well, it's kind of like, yeah, no, that makes sense. I like
No,
the baby.
I'm willing to have a baby.
Yeah.
I'm willing to start a family.
I'll do the womanly thing if you do the manly thing for a year.
Yeah.
Deal.
I
like
right?
that.
If she's a modern woman, I think this is a very mature decision, right?
I like it.
They were in a financial position that allowed for this, but that was before the husband's twin brother stole $25,000 out of their bank account.
That's not good. I don't know how that happens, but that's not good.
Basically a soap opera evil twin plot line in real life. Now they're down to their last $3,000 before even paying for their rent. And they can't make it on just his income alone, so he asked his wife to start looking for a job. But she straight up told him months ago she'd never forgive him if he backed out on their agreement that she'd be a stay-at-home mom. And even worse, 90% of the money his brother stole was money she saved up by working overtime to make sure she wouldn't have to work once the baby was born.
So that made no sense. Oh, no.
Homegirl sounds like the man in the relationship.
Well, yes, but I'm also infuriated that he allowed this to happen.
Oh, 100%. But I'm saying, even like, how did we get here? Like how did he allow this to happen? Let's think about it. She set the terms of what it would be like to have a baby. Mm-hmm. He wasn't proactively thinking, oh, someone's going to have to take care of this baby. Mm-hmm. I want to have a baby. Hey, maybe I can figure out a way to provide for you for a year. Mm-hmm. She had to be like, no, I need to do this for a year. And he's like, fine. And then she's like, I'm working overtime so that I can do this thing. When it's
he should have been contributing. If he wants to contribute to her staying home, he should have been contributing to that nest egg.
Yeah,
leading up to her staying home. Play the rest of this video.
So she's understandably furious, now rethinking their marriage entirely.
What do you think about this situation, Zach?
Well, some of the comments were kind of spicy. Mm-hmm. They said, sounds like him and the twins were in cahoots. Now, this is before we get into like the stuff, like the practical living stuff. Leave now. He lets his brother defile and steal from his family without repercussions. And some people were making the illusion, or alluding to the fact that the brother gave his twin brother the $25,000.
Oh no, I don't think anyone's having a baby with their wife and then scamming their own wife out of that
so that she can go back to work. They can make more money.
No,
and they don't have to dip into the $25,000 savings.
No, that's gross.
That's what they're saying.
That's a gross accusation.
I don't know how anyone would get access to my bank account.
This dude already has loser vibes written all over him. Okay, that's the next level loser vibes.
That's pretty bad.
That's really bad.
That's Dateline level.
That's Dateline level. So I think.
Okay, what do you think?
Well, it's what we always talk about here, that people hate, and all the guys go, when you be a Christian, I don't like when you talk about 56% of working men with 56% of working women with children 18 and under would have preferred to stay home had they been given the opportunity.
Eesh.
And so as a man, if you want to get married and have kids, mm-hmm. just know that most women, working women, now this is not working women. This ain't women that grew up watching their dad, provide for the family.
Yeah.
This ain't women from Christian homes. This ain't Christian women. This isn't Christian conservative women. This is all working women with kids under 18.
That's great.
56% would have preferred to stay home had they been given an opportunity. I would love, no one's going to ever run this study because it would totally destroy feminism, but I would love to see, what about kids 5 and under?
Ooh.
What percentage of women who work full-time would have preferred to stay home had they been given the opportunity with kids 5 and under?
True, but I actually think you might get a higher rate asking women 18 and under, mm-hmm. because the women with kids that are 18 have better hindsight.
Maybe.
Whereas the women that have their kids in daycare and they're 3 years old are like, no, this is the best decision I ever made.
I don't know, man. I think like removing a woman's innate desire to be a mama to her cubs is not like lit.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%.
I don't think women are like, yay, I put my kid in childcare and go to work. I don't think most women with kids under 5 are on that. I don't think so at all. I think most women are like, I really don't. Ugh.
I think some women convince themselves they are.
I think that requires a lot of
I
programming.
heard some woman that was saying,
I'm saying there's exceptions to the rule. There are women that maybe aren't as naturally nurturing. Fair enough. But I'm saying, generally speaking, most women are not excited about sending their kids off to raise somebody else.
yeah,
If they get that 12-week window or 16-week window or 20-week window, I don't think they're like, send my kids off to daycare. I don't think most women are like that.
yeah.
Now, there are exceptions to the rule, but so again, back to the original idea. I don't think we understand how we're naturally wired that once upon a time, somebody would have to go hunt and somebody would have to stay back and protect the kids. And so when you are creating this dynamic where that isn't how your life is structured, there's going to be tension in that. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing tension in that. And so I think I would just say to men, count the cost if you want to be married. Count the cost if you want to have a family. Count the cost. Figure it out. Women were warriors too. Stop it. Women were not out here hunting. No. That's some feminist nonsense you read. Women were not out here worrying and fighting in tribes. Again, exceptions to the rule. Will you find a woman somewhere throughout history that was a warrior? You will. But generally speaking, women were not out here at war on the front lines. That's why women don't get sent to the front lines now, right? Look at societies. Look at what's women aren't sent. This is why when Ukraine started the war, what do? They evacuated all what? Women and children. Are there any women on the front lines now? Look up women on the front lines now. There's no women on the, and if they are, no one wants them there. Let me just say that. If there are women on the front lines with machine guns, you think there's women on the front lines with machine guns in Ukraine right now fighting off the Russian invasion?
That's a necessity.
I'm not talking about medics. I'm not talking about
They can't be in a providing, caretaking role.
Yeah. And
that
again,
just proves our point even more.
I'm not saying that there aren't exceptions to the rules. I'm talking about the standard of how most women are wired. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to be sent out to war, and if given a chance, would rather be home with my babies. That's all I'm saying. Most women are there. So there's not, you've been told a fairy tale from Hollywood.
Well, most people, I saw this thing that was like a group of young women finding out that they're the men in their young men in their friend group, like that they have a military ID draft number, and they didn't realize that. That's a thing that like happens now. Like it's like, oh, you're 18, you can't smoke, you can't drink, but you must sign up for the draft.
Yeah, I mean, listen, look up the footage of women on the front lines in Israel right now, right? And you could see like Rudy Israel on Instagram. He's posting a lot of stuff on the front lines in the situation happening in Gaza. There's not any women out there, right? And again, and if you find one or two, they're the exceptions to the rule. They're the exceptions to the rule. And I'm saying there are Israeli women soldiers,
yeah, right,
and they are out there. But I'm saying generally, you guys understand, generalities exist for a reason, right? But they're not out here, fighting ISIS or fighting Hezbollah or fighting.
I think male
Hamas.
and female are required to serve in the IDF.
They are.
Okay,
I'm saying who are they sending on the front lines for firefights? I'm not saying women don't serve in the military.
They peruse the wall.
Yes, I'm saying who is being sent on the front lines of having actual firefights. It's not women. It's totally irrelevant to the conversation. What I'm telling you guys is, practically speaking, most women would have preferred the option to stay home. And so if as a man, you have to count the cost. If you are going to have a family, if you're going to have a family, praise God, count the cost. And if you are going to have a family, don't allow your wife to be the one that has to hustle and bustle to save up 30 grand and then you squander it. Now, I think there's a whole issue with like, why is he not filing charges against his brother?
Yeah, if I had a baby on the way and my brother stole $25,000 from me, I was like, dog, you're doing prison time.
You're going prison time. So that to me,
I'm not living in abundance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have $400K in the bank and he took 2,000 and I'm like, my life isn't dramatic. It's like my baby is impacted. You stole from my baby.
You stole from my baby, bro. You stole from my wife, But to have my wife save up 30K and get robbed by my twin brother, I call the cops. That's right. It's a crime. Absolutely, it's a crime. Yeah. So I would definitely, I think that says to me way more about his character than it does about her character. She did everything she could in that situation to try to figure it out. And there's some issues going on with this dude's character. And so, you know, I think they're going to have to figure it out. Now, is this grounds for divorce? I don't think this is grounds for divorce. I think that's a stretch. Yeah. I think they got to work through it. I think he needs to get some masculine men around him that are going to call him to greatness, call him to more, call him to figure it out. You know, I think he's going to have to figure that out.
Time to go to church.
So we see, according to the Bible, that prayer is extremely important in terms of us being transformed from the inside out when we get aligned with God's will. For the Christians watching this channel, I want you guys to implement these spiritual disciplines in your day-to-day life. And the only way I've been able to do this consistently is through writing down my prayers in a prayer journal that does a few things. One, it allows me to reflect and come to God humbly and ask him to move on my behalf. And two, it allows me to document my prayers, which ultimately help me remember the very things that I was praying for and see the hand of God tangibly in my life when he answers them. So I would urge you, consider writing down your prayers. It could be in a blank notebook. It could even be on your phone. Or you could check out the one I personally designed and used from my own quiet time and spiritual discipline that I think will be a huge blessing. It's the exact structure and system that I've used for years to pray and be more consistent in my spiritual disciplines. You can pick yours up today by clicking the link in the pinned comment below. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.